Hey y'all, welcome back to Mama Loves Manga, and welcome back to another episode of the Yuricast. I am here alone. I don't have a co-host.
I'm
So
on the screen.
oh, I didn't see you there. Wow, where oh,
Hello.
this is Laethas, my co-host. Although he doesn't deserve the title after the things he said in the last episode. So
I
anyway,
did nothing wrong, okay?
I don't, you know what? Okay. Oh, and don't think, oh, actually, sir, before we start, I do want to talk to you about a tweet that I only now, so I saw the other day. You tweeted it out on May 22nd or 25th, one of those days, okay? I don't have my phone next to me, or I would look at it and I would show the people. You were talking about oat milk being inferior to regular milk.
Which is
And
a true fact.
listen, but you made a claim that someone told you that they tasted the same, and you said, you know who you are, and then put looking emojis. And I thought about it and I was like, I understand that I am not Laethas's only friend. I'm the most important one, but like I'm not the only one. But I am the only one who drinks oat milk.
I was told that by several people, okay?
Don't lie. Don't lie. You were subtweeting me. And so I I retweeted, I quote tweeted you because I don't subtweet. I at people. Okay. So the thing is that no, oat milk does not taste like regular milk. Regular milk is disgusting. Oat
Lies.
milk tastes like oats. It's oat milk. It tastes like oats.
Yeah, and also not milk. Why call yourself milk if you don't taste like milk?
Breast milk doesn't taste like milk,
I
but
don't
it's
know
still
what that
called
tastes
milk.
like, so I can't confirm nor deny this statement.
I actually, you know what, low key, I don't actually know what it tastes like either, but Mr. Manga does. I'm not gonna say why, but he does, and he said it's sweet. It doesn't taste like cow milk. So I feel like this is a story that this it is not as creepy as it sounds. Okay, I'm not gonna tell this.
What
Probably
a
I'm
way
gonna
to start off Pride Month.
Today we are going to be talking, potentially gushing about. I am going to be gushing about this one. I don't know about you, but we're gonna be talking about "Whisper Me a Love Song" by a mangaka whose name it escapes me, but I'm going to pull out my Kindle, by Eku Takeshima. The first two volumes is what we will be talking about. And Laethas,
Yeah?
you know what I'm finna ask you to do. So go on ahead.
I haven't a clue what you're talking about. You're gonna
Sir,
have to enlighten me.
just don't play with me. Will you please tell the people what Whisper Me a Love Song is about? At
Oh,
least
that. That's what you want me to do.
okay, yes, that's what I
Okay.
want you to do,
Okay.
please. Thanks.
Okay.
Oh my
All right.
God.
Well, thank you for letting me know that that is what you wanted me to do. Anyway, Whisper Me a Love Song, put out by Kodansha, It is Yuri set in high school. Nothing unfamiliar to us or you if you've watched all the episodes in order up to this point. It's a very common setting. This one features a senior girl who is in a band, kind of, and a junior girl who saw her play in the band, and she's like, "Yay! This girl is cool." Oh, wait a second, my audio is not recording right now. Okay, it's back recording. Hopefully that doesn't get lost to the ether.
Oh gosh, it's okay. I'll make it work. So continue. Are you done?
No. Okay, I'm still going.
Okay.
And so she's like, "Wow, I really like this music. It makes me really, really happy." And a common thing we see is this girl has puppy dog ears and a puppy dog tail kind of superimposed on her anytime she's really happy, and she gets really wide-eyed. So she's a really, really cheery, bubbly, happy kind of person. And then our other girl is kind of antisocial, but not really. She like has a group of friends, kind of, but she usually is like hanging out on the roof, just like making music. And it's about these two and their journey in understanding relationships, because one is super duper lovey-dovey in love, and the other is just kind of like adores the other one, but doesn't like love her, at least currently.
So yeah, my interpretation of the two of them is one of them, they both view love differently. I don't remember their names. Y'all already know. I don't remember these girls' names. The shorter one, the puppy dog one. She is very cute and cheery. I definitely agree. She's adorable. But she is surprisingly, like, she seems like the type that you would think would be like, like crushing on everyone and just like in love with love, but she is kind of like, she just doesn't, her brain doesn't work like that. She just doesn't operate that way. She kind of like loves everyone equally, and or at least that's how she feels, and not in the way that her peers use the word love. Like, to her, saying she loves something, it's not in a romantic way. Whereas the older girl, the musician, she first, we'll get into it further in, but she definitely is, although she is a little bit more like antisocial or introvert, I don't, anyway, she's not as like outgoing. She's very much like a romantic, you know what I mean? Like, she's like, oh
Yeah.
love. So it's two people on very seemingly opposite ends of a spectrum, navigating relationships and trying to figure out what they are to each other, So yeah. So, Laethas,
Yes.
what were your expectations before you picked this up? What did you think you were going to read?
I thought there was going to be more of a focus on the band, I guess. And I did not. I didn't really know exactly, but it seemed to be like one of the high school stories. So I was expecting more of a like, will they, won't they confess their feelings until like the end, and then we get the big hurrah towards the end. But that's not how this one works. It's more of a will they, won't they. They're trying out a relationship and seeing kind of what happens. So yeah, but it's still in high school. We're still getting kind of similar beats,
Mm,
but the relationship, instead of being kind of the end goal, they're already in one, and we're just kind of along for the ride to see
mm-hmm,
how it goes.
mm-hmm. Yeah. I think honestly, like when I first heard about this, the release of this, and I'd first seen the cover, I definitely thought that it was going to be, like you said, just more of a kind of like the high school, like the more dramatic kind of like high school Yuri, as far as kind of over the top, I guess, and not, I don't know. I thought it was going to be similar to like I don't know, like a Goodbye My Rose Garden or something, just a little bit more tropey, which this is tropey as well, but it's just, I don't know, it has a different feel to it, a very surprisingly mature feel, I think.
But I don't feel that comes out really until the second volume.
That's fair. I mean, I think it's kind of there in the first, just because. Hmm, yeah, I think it kind of comes out in the first, but not as much. Like the second volume very much like surprised me in how it still feels like it's something written for very young people, but in a way that isn't like patronizing. Does that make sense?
I don't know. Those are not what the vibes I got.
Really? Wait. Okay, wait.
I mean, I never thought it was patronizing. Like, but I don't. There are a few series I think that are talking like down to the
Mm.
reader. Like, maybe I just haven't read enough, which is possible. But for the most part, I don't feel like Yuri series tend to do that. At least not in my experience.
Sorry, there's gnats. I don't know. Sometimes I get that vibe with really anything that is geared toward teenagers. Sometimes I will read it and I'm like, okay, this feels very young for a teenager, like for even for a teenager. But I feel like this series, Whisper Me a Love Song, feels very much like on target. Like they talk like teenagers. They're I don't know how to explain that. Um, I live with since I because I live with a teen. it, I don't know. Sometimes teenagers are written in a way that is so like um
Like they're overly stupid.
yes, yes. Or like it's like either overly childish, like they're either written in a way where they just don't know anything at all, or they're written in a way where it's like, okay, but teenagers also aren't at that level. This feels very much like these are teenagers. They're not like they're not children, but they're not yet adults. And it just feels very much like I could give that to, let's say, uh, I'd say like mm, maybe like 13 to like 18-year-old person, and they wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, like this is so lame. I could see them actually like reading it and being like, whoa, I kind of feel this way too, or like it feels like um yeah, it just feels like it feels like teenagers would actually enjoy it. Maybe I'm just projecting. I would have read this when I was a teenager and absolutely loved it. Um, so there's that. Uh, I really liked the tone of it. I was very surprised at the the level of maturity. And when I say I'm not, I mean obviously like they're still teenagers, but yeah, it just felt a little more grounded in like reality. I don't know. I'm done.
Oh, well, you're the host, so it looks like you get to drive the boat.
Oh my gosh. I really want to talk about characters, but first I kind of want to get the art out of the way. What did you think about it?
It was art. I don't really know much more. It wasn't like stand out, but it worked. Like it didn't feel like it had a unique characteristic to it. It
Right.
just kind of felt like this is solid artwork. It does what it needs to do. Didn't feel like it had a unique art style that, like, if I'm reading some random excerpt from a series, I'd be like, oh, it's this author. Like, I couldn't do that, I don't feel, with this.
Yeah, I agree. Let's talk about the characters. What the heck are their names? Laethas, look up their names.
You're the one who has it in front of you.
Don't you have it in
I
physical?
have to go get it.
Fine, okay.
Yori and Himari.
I thought you didn't want to get up.
I didn't. I just used Mal.
Oh, okay. Yori and Himari?
Yep.
Okay. Himari is the short one.
Yep.
I think. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Yori and Himari. I personally really like Himari's personality. I think that she is adorable. But I don't know that is she my favorite out of the two? I don't know. I don't know if I could really separate them because I feel like they kind of, I think they're meant to sort of complement each other. So can we really like choose a favorite between the two of them? I don't know. What about you? Do you have a preference?
Not really. Neither of them really wow me at this stage. They just feel like, passable characters. They don't really seem to have any like ridiculous inconsistencies. So, I mean, they feel fine, but I'm not in love with either of them.
You're not in love with anything. I'm kind of surprised, I think, that you didn't like this as much as I did.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. For me, the first volume was a snooze fest. I was bored out of my mind for the first volume. But then I started to read volume 2, and initially my thought was, wow, this author has, good attention to detail. There's moments in here that are like actually like really smartly done, really subtle. And I was like, well, why would they choose like such a boring like subject matter? And they could have gone a little bit more. And then by the end, I was like, okay, this is fine. This can work. There's also set up for some really interesting, like, subversive stuff that could happen later. So, I don't know. The first volume, I was really, really bored. But after the second volume, I was like, I actually enjoyed this one. I can see it going interesting places.
This is upsetting me and my homegirl, okay? Because, like, I enjoyed the first volume because, like, in the beginning, it did sort of feel like it might be the typical, kind of, and I don't want to say typical, like, in a bad way, because y'all know that I love a lot of very basic things. Okay, so I'm not saying that in a bad way. But anyway, I thought it was just going to be kind of like, just the usual. But I started to notice in the first volume that things might be a little different, and I don't like. I liked the first volume, and I like the possibility that, and maybe I don't know if like am getting characters confused, but isn't one character someone's sister?
Yes, the
Mm-hmm.
blonde haired girl
Mm-hmm.
who's the head of the band
Yes,
is
and
the older sister of
to
Himari's best
yes,
friend.
yes, okay, and so and there's like there's a potential thing have like there's potential feelings that she may have that I'm intrigued, okay, and they were hinted at early on, like in the first volume. So you were over there talking about it's a snooze fest, but you are missing interesting
I
things.
I've seen love triangles before, okay? They're not fireworks for me.
At this point, I don't think I know what makes you see fireworks because everything that we've talked about, I think well, not everything. We've agreed on a lot of them, but for the most part, I'm generally more excited about things than you are. Like, so I don't know. I don't know what gets you excited, I guess. So,
I mean, I did like what was going on at the end of the second volume.
did
So,
you?
as it finished, I was like, ooh, I like this. There's some interesting things that could happen, and I want to
Wait,
see.
that was cute when you said woo. I did enjoy the first volume. I thought that it was a pretty solid setup. I can kind of No, you know what? No, I was gonna say I can kind of see why you would have been, but no, I don't understand why it was boring to you. Um, maybe it's because you've read so many more like high school Yuri series than I have.
It's
Um,
possible. I have read quite a few of them, and
yeah.
that's how it started off. And I was like, okay, here we go
Okay.
again.
Then I will give you a pass then because because I haven't read a whole lot of high school Yuri because when I first started reading Yuri, I was like, I want grown women stuff. So the high school stuff has been really it's been fun to dip my toes in that and see what the youngins are reading, and it's a good palate cleanser for the stuff that I that I usually read. You mentioned that you thought it was going to be more focused on the music stuff. I think it's going to it in the next volume, maybe. Like it seems like the band aspect will actually have something going. I don't know. Like it just seems like we might, but I liked what we got. Like I was actually shocked that we got as much already with the band because in another series that we talked about where music was kind of involved, like a band club or whatever is involved, and they don't really do anything. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. How do we relationship?
No, I was not trying to say the name of the title.
What's so bad about saying the title?
'Cause I don't want to compare. I'm not. Listen, I don't want to lose my bag. Okay. I'm just kidding. What do you think about um, Cooking Club Girl? What?
She's part of what I think could be very interesting. If
Okay.
depending on how the story goes and like what it could do, and why I think there could be some really subversive elements sort of to come down the pipeline.
I would like to know what those things are, the subversive elements that you could potentially see.
Well, so the setup
Mm.
is that these two will eventually end up with each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the setup. That's what we're supposed to, be in for. And it's them figuring out how to like do the relationship stuff, right?
Right.
However, because of the nature of some of the characters and because some of the relationships, what the series could instead be is the characters trying to form a relationship, but actually just realizing that it's not going to be able to work out between them.
Mm.
And then Yori goes with the blonde-haired girl in the end, and then Himari ends up going with cooking girl in the end, or some one but not the other circumstance. So I think that could be for a very interesting development is that the couple we're made to think is going to get together, and it's kind of set up for it. That doesn't actually happen because they end up just being incompatible with one another. And I think that could be for an interesting turn.
See, okay, I don't know that I would use the word incompatible because I think that, well, I mean, I guess technically they're okay. You're not wrong in using that word because they do very clearly have different ideas about like what what they want for their relationship. So yeah, that is they're incompatible that way. But I think that they're still going to have a relationship, but it's not going to be a romantic relationship. I think that they are going to end up being I think they're going to be really, really good friends. And I kind of don't know that I just don't really know that I think that they will end up with anyone. I honestly would like to see Himari being able to be who she is and to stay who she is and to not have to end up with a romantic partner at all. Because from my point of view, she doesn't seem like she's interested in that. And it would be really cool to see a character who's not interested in that remain not interested in that. And it's just the two of them like figuring out how to still be in each other's lives despite their differing like views on romantic relationships. And I could totally be like it may not be that, but that's what I would like to see. I don't think that Himari should end up with anyone because she clearly is not interested, and I don't want her to be forced into that situation. Himari kind of reminds me of someone in some ways, so maybe I'm just a little like protective. Like, no, leave her alone and let her be who she is. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. I enjoy it.
And I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm happy it picked up after the first volume. That would have been a long one.
Oh my gosh. Well, whatever. It doesn't help that you're tired. So I'm going to just blame it. I'm going to blame it on the fact that you are tired and you don't sleep because there was nothing wrong with the first volume. You have nothing to say to that? No.
I have nothing to say. The comments will prove me correct.
What do you mean the comments? What comments? No one comment. Actually, you know what? That's not true.
We did get a couple comments last time. Thank you.
We did. Thank y'all so much. We appreciate it. Speaking of comments, I also saw you talking shit about saying happy birthday to me like this.
I mean, well, people are violating sacred rituals. I can't just sit back and allow nothing to happen.
Sir, do I need to remind you that you sang happy birthday to me on my birthday?
Yeah, that was on the birthday. All right.
Yeah.
See, when it's not on the birthday, that's a problem. That's a violation of basic human rights and decency.
You are a violation of basic human rights and decency.
Rude.
But adorable. Do you have anything else to say about this?
I do not.
Oh gosh. Well, I don't either. I enjoyed it. I want to pre-order the third volume for my Kindle. It's very good and I want to read it. So that's it. Oh, I guess we should we should do I was really just gonna be like, okay, bye in broadcast. We should probably do our little outro. So
I talk about what's happening next week.
exactly.
There's a lot coming out this month.
Yes. Because Pride. Happy Pride. We're putting out an episode a week. This was his idea.
You sound upset.
I am a little bit because I don't like participating in the overwork of people that I kind of like, you know, and I feel like I was tricked into it because some people don't communicate.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. So
Making me out to be the bad guy?
you are the bad guy. Duh. Oh no, this is gonna get. Let me stop because my voice is so good. It's gonna get a copyright strike. What are you talking about next week?
Well, why don't you tell them? You're still hosting.
Oh my gosh. Next week, we will be talking about a web comic.
Yep.
Okay, a web comic called The Love Doctor. Bow, 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 bow. It's on Lesson. We're reading the first 20 chapters, right?
Yep.
Do you have anything to add about that? This was your choice.
It's going up on my side of the interwebs.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't think I have anything else to add, other than it's a webcomic, so it's in a different format.
Ew.
We're cultured here, okay?
Anyway, so that's it. That's it, y'all. Where can they find you, sir?
On the Twitters and the YouTubes.
Yep, at Laethas. Wait, what are directions? There you go. And you can find me here and on Twitter, on Instagram at MommaLuvsManga. So yeah. Oh, and you follow us. Follow the Yuricast on Twitter as well. Please. Well, okay, that's it, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. We should come up with like a sign off that we do together. What should we say?
It's got to be fun and interesting every time. It's got to be unique. Therefore, the spur of the moment is always what'll net us that effect.
Oh, so We're just gonna do a different one each time.
I mean, that's what we have been doing. No?
I actually don't know what we've been doing. What are we even doing? What is this? What is this? What are we doing? Okay. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Bye.
Bye. Hugs. Hugs. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. Okay, bye. This is gonna cut.